So here is the raw truth, the lessons that I learned, 5 lessons that I learned as a former Spanish teacher of 5 years in the high school setting. Let's go. So I have the best one, and I think when I say the best, it's the biggest, it's the one thing that if you can just nail that, it will all trickle down to the other lessons. So please watch the whole video so that you can watch the last one. So the first one is, you've heard it over and over, but it is so important. It is relationships. And it's not just relationships with your students, but relationships with your colleagues, your administrators, office staff, janitorial staff, IT, families, everybody, because you help people, people are more likely to help you. And I apologize for my bed situation. I want to get a video out there every Thursday, and my camera the lighting is just really bad right now, and so I'm just using my phone for the moment, and hopefully next week I can get a light and the structure will be much better. Anyways, number 1, relationships, nail that down. And it's just getting to know people on a personal level, not just academically, not just professionally, and just be a helping hand to anybody. And that's the key to the relationships, if you can focus on them versus on you. So the second one is mastering your curriculum. And I think I learned this all throughout my 5 years, but this is key to not just behavior management, but also respect and trust, and building a reputation as a teacher who knows your stuff. Because if you think about it, students, if they know that you don't know your stuff, that you don't have your content mastered, they're going to resort to other people, other sources, and not the teacher. And so you want students to build that trust with you, not just on a personal level, but also on a content level. Number 3, structure. So you might hate me for saying this, and maybe you might disagree, is structuring your days or your periods, whatever, if you're in high school or in the elementary setting, but structuring every minute of that class, of that period, from the first minute to the last minute. And the reason behind this is because if you have a structure in place, and to simplify it for you, make it the same every single day, so that students know what to expect, and you narrating, okay, this is what we're going to do after this, it allows students to feel more calm, because when they don't know what to expect, it stirs an anxiety in them. And so when they experience that anxiety, that can translate into misbehavior or students wanting to go outside or whatever it is. But if you just have this flow and the illusion that time is going by fast when it really isn't, I mean, time goes by normally, but if you have one activity and a fast, easy transition to the next and to the next, like always having the next step. And students they like that. They strive on structure. They strive on knowing what to expect. And I think adults also strive on structure. So if you can just nail the structure down, it will alleviate many behavior problems. And in fact, I will say this, that when you have a structure in place, students are less likely to misbehave, because there's no opportunity for them to converse or to, gossip or whatever and do other things. But if there is some downtime, then students are like, oh, well, what am I going to do now? And so that they come up with crazy ideas, and they decide to go to the other side of the room and decide to chat there, or to paint their nails and all of this crazy stuff. True story, by the way. And I just remember my first year or my second year where I was just like so lost about a certain topic. Like I spent like 5 or 6 minutes trying to figure out like something, and then the students like had nothing to do, and I was being observed by 2 people at that time, and I'm like, yeah, that was just a nightmare. So please don't make the same mistakes I made. Lesson 4, protect your boundaries. This is key to not burning out. Well, one of the keys, but the best one, the best one is the last one, so stick around. Put timers during your prep time. And this will actually help you narrow down what is truly important in the lesson planning versus perfectionism or trying to add a creative touch to your teaching. And if you have all the prep time in the world, or you're a single person and you don't really have much going on, or whatever your case is, then go all for it. But if you have limited time, like most of us do, or have a long commute, or you just have like a short amount of time during the day for yourself or for your family, let's say you have a family or you know, a spouse, and you got things to do outside of the classroom, then this is going to hit home. Put timers during your prep time, during the day, during the work day, and don't let anybody come into your room, because a lot of times teachers just come in there to just complain and talk about students and all these other things, rather than, hey, we should take the time to do our lesson planning right now. So putting a timer of half an hour, an hour and a half, and then once that timer goes off, you're done. So whatever you didn't do, it didn't get done, you know. And you just kind of have to trust the process, and then tomorrow comes, and you know, this might sound easier said than done if you are a first year teacher, because you don't know what to expect, but it will teach you how to teach on the fly. And as a 5-year or limit or more experienced teacher, this might make more sense that, okay, yeah, I should stop there, and then tomorrow, you know, usually you can add something there, and add another element there, or come to work in the morning and add something here and there. Whatever it is, just work as much as you can during the day. Don't have any downtime that allows you to sleep or to socialize with other teachers. Or I know I did say something about the relationships, but there are times and there are times for that, right? Like during PD, or you know, after work, whatever it is, in the hallway. There's moments of social interaction there, but when it comes to your prep time, that's not social time, that is work time. So just making sure you're nailing that work time. And you have to think about the importance of it, the importance of this, because you're thinking, okay, let me not take any work home so that I can actually experience or enjoy my downtime with my family, or at the gym, or, you know, there's more time for you more than anything. So just think about you in that sense, and it will help avoid burnout. I also suggest, and this might be kind of tough if you're a first year teacher, but don't allow any meetings or with anybody during your prep time. I know a lot of administrators will want to, you know, go in there and do this and that, but you can just tell them that this is my work time, and there has to be another time, maybe after school or before school, to have those meetings, or over the phone or via Zoom, whatever it is. But your prep time is precious, precious work time. We are now on the most important one, and I hope you can resonate, and I hope it doesn't come out of a place. I don't want you guys to interpret this as like condemnation or anything like this, but it is to take care of yourself, physically and mentally and even spiritually, if you want to go there. So what do I mean by this? So if you're running on 4 hours of sleep, Taco Bell for breakfast, coffee, maybe 2 or 3 cups a day, it's easier for you to snap at your students and to hate your job. So what am I saying there? It is important, like more important than relationships, more important than mastering your content, all the lessons that I mentioned. It is taking care of the body, you know, And so that means getting a full 7 to 8 hours of sleep. These are the basics, you guys. But sometimes as teachers, we just like want to work. And then what does that lead us to? It leads us to burnout and to deteriorating mental and physical health, to even depression. And these are things that I experienced as a teacher, and I'm not alone. I am definitely not alone. So sleep, nutrition, Taco Bell ain't gonna, it's not gonna work out. You can debate me, but it's just not gonna work out. I understand there is, you need something fast, but use the Sunday, use a Friday night to prep all the things that you need to do for the food. This is important because what you put into your body is what's going to come out of it. And not just like physically, but like if you are eating good, nutritious foods and it makes you feel good and you're healthy, it's going to impact your mood. It's going to impact your skin and your outlook on life. What you eat is actually more important than anything else. Eat and drink. And this is something that I learned like far along my life. I'm now 30, almost 31, and I can now understand the importance of health. And so that's one: nutritious food, meal prep for the week, whatever it is, exercise. So this doesn't just have to be like intense at the gym. It could be walks every single day. You put your headphones and just walk for 30 minutes after dinner, whatever it is, rather than you scrolling or playing video games. Get your body moving, get your blood moving, because if it doesn't, it's just gonna stay there, and it will translate to fatigue. It will translate, and you're like, I'm so tired, I need my coffee. No, you don't need your coffee, you need to move. And then so we have sleep, exercise, eating real food, nutritious, nutrient dense meals, and not just like macaroni and cheese, you know what I'm saying? Like add vegetables and fruits and fiber and smoothies. These are so important. And if you have not heard of Barbara O'Neill, I suggest that you follow her. She's all about health, and I think the more that you care for the body, the less likely you will actually get sick. And I sometimes I feel like school boards should talk about this and this component of health and nutrition and taking care of the body for teachers, because we're not doing it enough. And if we want positive, bubbly, and happy teachers, don't just give them a pay raise, but highlight the importance of health, give them resources, encourage them. But I don't know, I haven't really seen a school do that. And in fact, I think we should also do the same thing for students. And I know health class is more for like, sexual health and things like that. But imagine if we had a health class that teaches them the different types of foods that help your body thrive, right? That help you come out of depression, that help you eliminate certain diseases. And just imagine, right? Just imagine. Another idea under this health component, and I mentioned this in a previous video, is take a Sabbath. So I actually started honoring the Sabbath about 2 or 3 years ago, and I had never heard about it before. But as a Christian, it is the fourth commandment, and Jews also honor the Sabbath, but many Christians don't honor it for whatever reason. But I decided to honor it, and it has been such a blessing. And even if you're not a Christian or a Jew and you want to honor the Sabbath, or maybe just take the principle of a Sabbath and just take one day a week, whether it be Saturday or Sunday, and rest and refuse to work at all, right? Don't go grocery shopping, just don't do anything that is going to be physically or mentally difficult, and just rest your body and your mind, and it will truly restore your body. In fact, those who keep the Sabbath live longer. And so there's a science behind it, and there's I don't know, I have been blessed by it, and I hope others can also find the benefits of taking a Sabbath and just taking one day a week and just trusting the process, trusting that your body is going to rejuvenate and the next day you're ready to grind, right? But if we have a 7 work day, which is basically what corporate America, corporate and just American classrooms in general, they emphasize that you need to work so much. You got to earn it. You got, it's a merit-based system. And so that is something that I highly suggest. So if this video helped you in any way, go ahead and like, subscribe to the video. My goal is to try to increase my watch time here on YouTube. And so if you can do me a favor, and if it interests you, only if it interests you, you can watch it during your commute time or when you get ready, is the video of how teaching affected my mental health my first year. I made this video back in 2019, so I was a whole different person before Christ, so I'm sorry if I cuss in that video. And then my recent one, which is my biggest mistakes as a first year student or first year teacher. So anyways, have a blessed day. Bye.